morning, everyone. Welcome to Hedge and place your trade here in the most marvelous and sunny Fort Lauderdale in the penthouse of Miss Chigrl today. I've come to visit and we're here to have fun. Hey, I want to do a little housekeeping first before we start things. We want to talk about the Place Your Trade Network that hosts daily podcasts every day to get you interested about event contracts, picks, how to make money using these event contracts. It is simple as yes, no. It's been great. We've had a lot of people go, this is crazy. And then the second they start using it, they love it. And so we want to introduce you more to that. And so what we want you to do is sign up and get a free trade at placeyourtrades.com. I leave that S off all the time. All right. And you'll get a free trade from our sponsor, Tradeovate. And you must open up your Tradeovate account on Place Your Trades to get your free trade. So here we are for the first time together on screen. It's going to cause a few challenges, but we're ready for it. So the one thing I want to ask you, Tracy, is everybody's talking about OPEC. Everybody's talking about what's going on here. Give us a recap of a little bit of what we saw in the market and why everybody made so much money talking about this volatility move. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But first, tell us about OPEC.
So yesterday, obviously, there was a huge OPEC decision. It was 2 million barrels. But kind of want to go into that a little bit because if you actually look at it's actually not 2 million barrels if we break it down. And that's why the market probably didn't react as violently as most people to the upside as most people thought. First, OPEC has been producing at a shortfall of about 3.5 million barrels. And so there's only about 5 players that are actually been producing at quota. Everybody else has not been producing at quota. So when we go to the distribution of the cuts, the 5 big players, which are Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, Russia, and I think there's just 4. Anyway, they are shouldering the burden of the cut. However, if we factor in the shortfall that they're already producing at, that really comes out to about 1.25 million barrels. So most people expected the market to fly up, carrying 2 million barrels, but in reality, it's less than that.
Do you think the number got baked in? Do you think they sort of baked it in?
Definitely.
The rumors before?
Yeah. And the rumors before, we saw a big move up in crude oil as well.
Yeah. I just want to say, folks, that aren't you glad that one of us is not 6 feet tall and the other of us is 5'2"? So we are luckily
the same height.
Delightful. So that is a great recap on oil. It's going to be interesting to trade that because we know it's been moving with the dollar so much. But one of the magnificent things that we have seen is how much volatility is allowing our event contracts to make some money. And so in the Place Your Trade space, we've been seeing a lot of contracts that folks have been buying in at $1.75,
right?
And them being $16 by the end of the day. Did you see that artifact that had like a big black thing on my tooth just a second ago? My God. Sorry. So really, while the volatility is this big, and we've got prices pulling in again, moving up, pulling in, moving up, pulling in, being part of this environment, you get to see a lot of stuff going on, and we want you to become more involved. So make sure that you're watching some of these other shows that we've got in the morning. Put them on your schedule. They're very short, quick. You get some good picks, and then you're off for the day to do your own stuff and then benefit. And so one of the ways we wanted to get you more involved is to have trivia of the week. And so,
We have a contest.
yes.
With a prize.
Yes. Okay. So let's take a look at the following image. So here we go.
This is the problem.
Yes. We're going to see if one of us was 6 feet tall, then we could do it like this. But no go. So either shoulders or half faces as it go. All right.
Moving on. What is the
Yes,
what
this
is
is
the what is the trivia?
Okay, so all right. So the trivia is, where am I? All right. So the trivia is this. This is the common grocery store banana. And please keep it PG rated. It is me that's going to be reading these answers, and you don't want me to go blind from reading something that you write. Plus, it's going to be in the broadstream. What is the most unique thing about the grocery store banana that many of us do not know? So, of course, you can Google that, find the answer, but we don't really care about the answer per se. We're looking for the most creative answer because, as we know, trading is a combination of creativity and a bit of thoughtful,
Critical thinking.
technical thinking. Yeah, critical thinking. So that's it. And if you happen to win, because Tracy, Anthony, and I will be voting on the best answer. And Tracy, why don't you tell our friends what they might win?
All right. So be sure to also in your answers tag placeyourtrades.com and also follow placeyourtrades.com. But what you will win is a free month of Markets Insider Pro.
Awesome. I have them. They're great.
Okay,
Get
so
them in my
I don't
box
know
every
if
day.
everybody knows Jeff Schneider, but he's the Eurodollar University guy. So you'll get his analysis, not just treasury bonds. You'll get access to my weekly report on energy and materials, and Steve Van Meter's ETF Momentum Screener. So a lot of good stuff that comes out. There's something every day, so you get a free month of that. Again, once you place your answers once you place your answers under Anne-Marie's tweets, then remember to you have to be also following Place Your Trades on Twitter as well.
Right. And you only have 48 hours to answer this.
Right.
So you can think about being creative, but we'll let you know, let's see, towards the end of the weekend. And
that we'll announce it. We'll announce the winner next Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. So that is it for us in that space. Hey, let's make some picks.
Just put that.
Yep, sure enough. All right. Ooh, well, maybe we don't want to share the screen.
We don't want to
we'll
share the
stop.
screen.
So we'll stop. Sharing over there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let me step back here without killing
Can
myself.
we? There.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Oh, so the dollar spiking again. So,
All right.
Okay, so you want to go first, or?
So what? Well, let's see. Let's look at the E-mini S&P, right? So what do we have so far?
Let's look at the strike list over here.
We'll look at the strike list. So, I mean, we're kind of range bound, right? I mean, if we looked at yesterday.
Oh, you do it this way. All right. Okay, I'll just do it this way.
All right. So, getting this together, guys. So, I mean, we saw a lot of interest at the low yesterday, right? Because we spiked, even though internals were not that great. But we still really haven't been able to get above that 3,800 level and stay there very well. So we very well could have an inside day today, given that NFP is tomorrow. So, I could, I would be looking at, I don't know. Not really
Okay,
good.
I'll come in
You
because I've
go.
had a lot of caffeine.
All right,
I know you
go.
can't tell, but I have. Because I got up before 5 today and drove here. So here's the thing. We've got this range. So I am going to take a look at that volatility place, and I'm going to say they're going to either front run the number or sit steady. And so if they sit steady, then we'll choose a yes for somewhere close to where we're sitting in the market. What I'd like to see is a little bit of a pullback, and then we'll get the 37.50. Yes. Now, right now, it's all the way up at 15.75, and you can only make 20. Although 25% profit in a day is
not bad.
Nothing to sneeze at. But if you're looking for something a little bit more outside, then you wait for that fade and then allow volatility to move in your favor. So you can fade it or trade it, as some of our other folks talk about doing, fading or trading. And so you can look at that and go, you know what? No, they're not going to do it. Here's the bottom line. This jobs number is going to be news. And if it's good news for the economy and such, it's going to be bad news for interest rates, right? Because we're still running a 65% chance of having another 75 basis points in November. November. So there we have that choice. And so really, if you're thinking to yourself, I want to try the edges, then you can look all the way to the 3,700 and say, you know what, they're going to give it all up, and I'm going to say no for $1.25. And if you're right, you're going to make $18.75. And it'll move on that sliding scale, so you can take it off as soon as it moves. So if you buy it now and you go, hey, this market's going to fade, as it moves down, this option's going to rise in price, and you're going to be in great shape. If it comes all the way down to the bottom and then begins to bounce, you can go back to that 37.50 and you can go, you know what, I'm going to buy it there. It's probably going to be about $4 or $5, and you can take it all the way up to 10 or 12. So those are the two. I like it. If 37.50, you just want to wait until the market comes down a bit, or you buy the no at the 3,700, or excuse me, yes, you buy the no at the 3,700, and as it fades, you get out of it. So 2 trades, 1 for it moving up, 1 for it moving down.
There you go.
The cat agrees. I hear her. All right.
So, I would be I'm watching the dollar closely right now, because I think that we could get a bounce in some of these metals. So if we start to see the dollar fade a little bit, I'd like to get long copper. Probably, yes to, I like way out of the money, cheap stuff. So, I would probably say yes to the 355 strike or the 360 strike if I start to see the dollar kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great. So several picks there for you. What the big thing to take away is, you don't have to get in and go, oh my gosh, I've got to be right until the end of the day. You can be right for part of the day and get out. So this isn't get in and you're done. It's, you're not like throwing your money and then it's gone. You can easily go, you know what? I'm going to pull that back out because I went from $1.25 to $5. I know it could go to 20, but I'm not going to wait for that. I'm just going to take my 400% profit and take my ball and go home.
Exactly.
So, now, last thing I want to remind you about placeyourtrades.com. This is the network of the event contractors. Can you tell I've been looking at people trying to fix my place and get Coral? Okay, so event contracts that are going to really be the next revolution in options, folks. It is the stream. So definitely join the revolution. And that's it for us today. Yeah.
Yep. Have a good trading day. Don't forget to follow Place Your Trades on Twitter, and also go to placeyourtrades.com to get and sign up for Trade Debate to get your free trade.
Hey, win that trivia. Next week we'll have another one. I'm going to see who's going to come up with this banana answer. That's right. Not crazy. Don't make me go blind, please. All right. See ya.
Have a good day, everyone.